Wait. Does Deltona even have neighborhoods? Yes, Deltona, Florida is just one gigantic neighborhood as a whole. But what so many people don't know is that there are a few actual neighborhoods here in Deltona. Well, today I'll be reviewing the 6 top neighborhoods to live in Deltona, Florida, including some new construction. And then I'll be sharing the neighborhood that I believe is the best neighborhood based on location, which I'm betting is going to surprise you, so be sure to stick around for that one. Over 80% of the single-family homes in Deltona, which we're discussing today, are in Deltona Lakes with a unit behind them. So we're not really considering that a neighborhood per se. The neighborhoods that I'll be discussing today are all on public sewer, which is less common here in Deltona. With that in mind, let's start with Autumn Woods and what I consider to be its sister community, Pine Trace. These two neighborhoods set off Doyle Road down on the south side of Deltona, about 3 miles from I-4. The median selling price in this community over the last year since recording this video was right at $340,000. The HOA for Autumn Woods is just $63 a quarter, while the HOA for Pine Trace is $198 a quarter. However, Pine Trace also has a community swimming pool, which is a pretty nice thing to have here in Florida if you don't have a private swimming pool. Saxon Ridge is a gated community that's even closer to I-4, which is our local connection between Daytona Beach, Orlando, and eventually Tampa over on the west coast. The median selling price over the last year in Saxon Ridge was just over $352,000, and I believe this is a bit nicer neighborhood than Autumn Woods and Pine Trace. Saxon Ridge overlooks Trout Lake, which is really more like a gigantic puddle if you ask me. But I suppose it's better than looking at your neighbor's porch or whatever else. Plus, it's super close to Orange City, Fish Memorial Hospital, several restaurants, and Publix grocery stores practically right next door. The HOA in Saxon Ridge is currently about $150 a quarter, and that gets you a swimming pool, a volleyball and basketball court, and a little playground, which is pretty nice. I'm Chuck Shaver, and I'm a local realtor here in Central Florida. And before I get to a neighborhood that I'm betting you've never heard of, click the like and subscribe buttons to show your support for this channel. If you'd like to see more videos about Central Florida, simply click the notification bell. Fernanda Place is another newer neighborhood. This one built up pretty much between 2020 and 2023 by Dreamfinders Homes. This one is out on the eastern side of Deltona, right next to Pride Elementary. Now, as for location, it's not right close to much of anything, although it is closer to the 415 out to the beaches, and you can head down towards Sanford into Lake Mary and avoid a good chunk of I-4, which on some days can be a huge advantage. The homes in Fernanda Place are pretty typically sized for Deltona, mostly between 1,600 and 2,000 square feet, and they've got an HOA that'll run you about $64 a month for a community swimming pool. Lake Baton Estates was built out mostly between, say, 2014 to 2017 by D.R. Horton, and it's out off Saxon Boulevard, not far from I-4 in, the central section of Deltona, right near Spirit Elementary. This D.R. Horton community is nicer than pretty much everything I've spoken of before. The lots are a bit bigger in here, and I believe just about everything in here, well, not everything, but many of the homes come with a 3-car garage. The homes are bigger in here too, running from around 2,300 square feet up to around 3,000 square feet. And the median selling price over the last year since this recording is around $450,000, which is much more than the other neighborhoods I've spoken of before. They've got natural gas in here, and the HOA is about $500 semi-annually at this time. Now, that HOA doesn't get you too much, although they do have some really nice signage up at the entrance. Hampton Oaks is a brand new community that sits adjacent to Lake Baton Estates and Spirit Elementary School. Ashton Wood started building in here in 2022, and as of this recording, they've got 3 homes available in the low 400s for about 2,500 to 2,700 square foot home, in addition to whatever they're still building, which isn't that much. The HOA in here will run you $200 a quarter, and that'll get you a playground, and I believe reclaimed water, but you better verify that before you go making any purchase. For that matter, things are always changing, so if you're going to purchase anywhere, make sure you verify anything that anybody tells you because things do change, and well, I could just be wrong. Next, let's check out what I believe is the biggest new construction community in all of Deltona, which is happening at Courland Park down in the southeast part of Deltona. As of this recording, they've got 3 homes available by D.R. Horton. They're 1,828 square feet, and their asking prices are in the upper 300s. As a whole, homes in here run 1,500 to 2,600 square feet, and the HOA is just $75 a month, and that gets you, well, it gets you a little playground. One feature of this little community that I found kind of odd is the parking. They've got all sorts of additional parking spaces. I guess it's a good thing, but again, I found it odd. D.R. Horton builds a decent home, but they're a national brand and they're pretty common here in Deltona. There's a good bit of land clearing happening over on the east side of Courland Park too. Public Records tells me it's owned by LGI, so I suspect there's going to be more homes coming in pretty soon in here. If you've got questions about any of these neighborhoods or have real estate needs anywhere here in Central Florida, simply pick up the phone and give us a call. We get these calls all the time and we love being able to help. At the end of this video, I'll be sharing some other types of housing options here in the Deltona area. Now, I spoke earlier of what I believe is the best neighborhood in Deltona based on location, and that is Arbor Ridge and Timbercrest and Deltona Woods. Yes, I know, these are like three neighborhoods, but I generally think of them as one neighborhood, kind of like Autumn Woods and Pine Trace earlier in this video. This area sits up on the north side of Howland Boulevard, right next to I-4 and UF Health or Halifax Hospital, and the Amazon distribution kind of megaplex. This is a growing area being built right next to I-4, so the beaches in Orlando are right close by. Plus, all of Orange City's shopping and restaurants are right there too. The median sale price of these three communities was $350,000 in the last year. Like most of the other neighborhoods I mentioned here in Deltona, there really isn't anything special about these homes except maybe that Arbor Ridge has a community pool, a basketball court, and a couple of small playgrounds. But the HOA does help keep that neighbor from painting his house orange or blue or whatever color, or for having an auto mechanic shop in his front yard. Yes, the city helps with some of that stuff in the homes without an HOA, but in general there's more of a consistent look of the homes in these communities than in Deltona Lakes as a whole. Arbor Ridge has an HOA of $183 for every 6 months. Deltona Woods will run you $290 a year, and Timbercrest has no HOA at all. But it gives you nothing except for that HOA lady running around making sure everybody's behaving themselves. Yes, there are other neighborhoods here in the Deltona area. If you'd like information about them, or more detailed information about anything real estate related, simply put it in the comments section below and we'll get back to you, or you can simply give me a shout. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.